Hi, Amber. How are you?
So good. Yourself?
I'm so well. How's your day going?
It's going really well. Thank you. It's a beautiful day here.
Oh, wonderful. It's a cloudy day here in Toronto. What can you do? So, there are a lot of big developments this season on Heartland, season 15. So, give viewers a little preview of what to expect this season.
I think that viewers are going to be really happy with the whole season as a whole, because I know that last year there was some devastating things that happened right off the bat, and I know I heard from so many people that said this was really hard for us to take. We've been watching the show for 14 years, and all of a sudden now you throw this curveball at us that none of us were expecting, and it was very devastating. So now that that season is gone and we're moving forward, I think that viewers are going to be really, really happy with the new journeys ahead. And I know Ty will always be missed. Just like if this ever happened to anyone in their real life, you're never going to forget about that person. But there is a time in your life when you have to move forward for those around you too, and yourself. And so, really, that's what season 15 is all about. It's about everybody in the Fleming Bartlett clan finding what inspires them, finding what makes them feel whole, and moving forward. And I think that viewers are really going to like the journey.
Yeah, so what's coming up for Amy?
Oh, there's a little bit of everything, but of course, Amy loves working with horses. So that's how we start off the season. And I think viewers really enjoy that as well. And what better way than to bring in two incredible Liberty horses and some great new characters. And we get to see Amy working at Liberty with these two new horses, meeting a new friend, and kind of just learning that there's certain things in her life that she's so grateful for, and that she has this beautiful daughter and she has to be there for her daughter. And I think that those bonds and all of that are just very inspiring to all the viewers that are watching the show and know that there are horrible things that happen in our lives. And this is one of those moments where you can choose to just think about the past, or you can choose to move forward. And that's what this season is about.
Yeah. So, tell people about the horses that come in this season.
We were very fortunate to be able to have Dan James, who is an incredible trainer, originally from Australia, but living in the US. And he brought four actually of his remarkable horses up, and we were able to use two of them for that beginning premiere episode. And it's really cool for us and for myself, who we've worked with a lot of horses on Heartland over the years, and I've gotten to know a lot of the horses really well. And to bring in two new horses is like, it's a lot of fun for me, because I'm meeting two new characters and I'm getting to learn how to work with them and their style. And it was a great way to start the year, because it was one of those things that it was fresh, it was new, it was inspiring. I got to learn some new things. And that's really what creates the realism in the show too, is that every year as people, we grow and develop and we learn new things. And that's what keeps our lives moving forward and just interesting. And the same with characters. A lot of people have asked me, well, how do you keep your character from getting stale? How do you bring new life and excitement and all of those things to your character? And I say it's because we're allowed to grow as characters. We're not set in a world where we can't try new things and we can't learn and we can't grow just like real people. And so that's that first episode, when my character gets to do some new things and also bring up some things from her past, which every human goes through. We run into situations that bring up things from our past, and then also things that maybe we regretted not doing or we thought we should have done differently. And so we get to see a lot of that in episode 1 of this year.
And I know Amy's not a fan of birthdays. Are you a big birthday celebration person?
In my own life, I wouldn't say that I'm big on celebrating birthdays. I usually, we usually don't really do anything, just go out for maybe a nice dinner or something. So I would say that I'm fairly similar to Amy in that aspect, but for her, this was a little bit more about the death of Ty, and she just didn't want to have a big celebration. She didn't want to have a big family gathering because it would bring back too many poor memories. So I think that in general, Amy's never been a big birthday person, but the fact that she's lost someone very close to her, that probably contributed to the whole reasoning of just wanting a small gathering.
Yeah. So tell me about some of your favorite memories from filming this season.
This season was new and fresh. And I say that because we had quite a big turnover in our crew.
Yeah.
Alberta's film and television industry is booming, which is amazing. And most of our crew from the previous years, and some who have been with us for all 15 years, or all 14 years, I should say, they were tied up on other projects. And there was lots of opportunity in the industry for people to step up and step out of their comfort zone. And anyone who had experience on other projects got to move up and do some of these big blockbuster, I don't know if you still use that word, shows. And so Heartland saw 83% new people. And in the beginning, this was a little bit of a challenge because not only are we really good friends with all of the cast and crew, and this is a group that has been so unified over the last decade and a half, but there's very different things that Heartland does that a regular or a show that doesn't involve animals would do. And things, just learning how to move around the horses, where you can set up cameras and lights and things that won't affect what a horse sees and if it wants to step any closer or things like that, or having a boom operator who's waving a mic around. You know, everything has to be learned and taught to be very still and quiet, and the whole level and tone on set needs to be very quiet in order for these horses to perform. And so that was one thing that right off the bat, this mostly new crew had to learn. And many of them had never even been on a film set before. So we were not only working with new people to Heartland, we were working with a lot of new people to the industry. And I'm really proud of our team. I think that these episodes are incredible. I don't think that fans will ever notice that it was a different group of people, a different crew. And so everyone stepped up very fast. And I think that this was the year of growth for a lot of people on the show. And I'm really proud of everything that we did, because in the beginning, it took a lot more time. It took a lot more patience. People were still learning the departments and just the jobs themselves. But then as the season progressed and you saw that people were really getting into a groove, it was this sense of pride and accomplishment that we hadn't really seen a lot of before, because it had been the whole same group of people since the beginning. So it was sort of like, this is what we do. This is our jobs. This is the show. But now you've got people who are thrown in, so to speak, and learning new things. And all of a sudden at the end, we were so proud of what we accomplished and what we did together.
Yeah, and speaking of the crew, you have Michelle Morgan return to direct more episodes after directing a few last year. And then Chris Potter, and you have Kristen Lehman came in to direct a few episodes this season. So what was it like having fellow actors come in and direct?
It's awesome. You know, we've had Chris Potter directing for years. I think back from season 2 or 3 was his first director debut. And Michelle directed an episode last year. And so being able to have them wear 2 different hats, so to speak, and having people that I know so well direct me is really cool, because, well, I always say that Chris Potter catches me on things that other directors might not, because he knows me so well. He's been in so many scenes with me. He'll stop a scene and he'll be like, Amber, you're acting. I don't believe you. Like, feel it, be more real, be more in the moment. And it's true. Whenever he catches me, you know, I might be like just thinking about something else for a split second, but when the camera's in a close-up, they can see that. They know that you're thinking, oh, where do I go to next? What's my next line? Where's my mark? The camera catches all that. And so when you have directors that know you so well, they catch you on those things. And actually, Ken and Pierre, who directed the first block, they have been at this show since day one as well. And they know me so well. So it's the same sort of feeling when you have people that are your friends that know every little quirk about you as well. They know how to get the best performances out of you because they've been there through every different type of scene that you've ever done. And they know, okay, this is where you shine and this is where you have to work a little harder. And I know you can get here, but you've got to push yourself. And so having Chris and Michelle, Ken and Pierre has been amazing just because of the longevity and the relationships that we have with them.
It's beautiful. So this season you celebrated the 225th episode of the show. How did it feel?
I cannot believe we have created 225 episodes. Now, by the end of the year, it's 235 hours of television.
Wow.
So to think about that is unbelievable. I mean, I never, ever would have guessed 15 years ago that this show would have gone even past 3 years. You know, the regular life of a series is 1, 2, 3 seasons. And the fact that we've completed 15 seasons of Heartland, that's amazing. And to be on a show that is just so wholesome and so respected by our fan base is something that we're all very proud of, because this show doesn't sell because of sex, drugs, and swearing. You know, this show sells because it's wholesome, good-hearted values and just a really nice family example, which in today's day and age, I couldn't be more proud to be part of something like that.
And you mentioned the fans. What have been some of the fan reactions that have really stayed with you over the years?
It's unbelievable to hear from people all over the world. I mean, Heartland airs in over 119 countries. And just the other day, I ran into a young woman at the grocery store, and she had moved from France to Alberta because of Heartland. And she'd been watching the show for 15 years. And when COVID hit, she was in a bad place. She was depressed. And she said, you know what, I need to do something different with my life. I need to do something that makes me happy. And she said, when I thought about it, she said, what makes me the most happy? She said, watching Heartland and being consumed in that world. And she said, so why can't I go and live that life? And so she dropped everything by herself, moved to Alberta to live a new life inspired by Heartland, which, to think about that. And that's just one that I just ran into her last week. So this is just one little story in this whole world of Heartland and how it impacts people from around the world, and even inspiring people to go out and ride horses or even just go out and be in nature. I'm really proud of that, because I think there's so many people that get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life and work and living downtown that they don't even think, okay, maybe on a weekend or a day off, I'm going to go drive outside of the city. You know, I'm going to get out of that hustle and bustle. And once they do, there's this whole new appreciation for life outside of that busy world. And that's something that I found early on in life. I was able to start riding horses at the age of 4, and I would get myself out of the city as much as I could. I would spend time with my horses. And so I was exposed to that early on, and I would never trade that for anything. And the fact that Heartland has inspired people to do the same, that I know that I've done my job right.
And finally, tell everyone how your horses are doing.
My horses are good. I think we're all preparing for the snow. We had a dusting of snow the other day, and I went, I'm not ready yet. We just wrapped up filming. I need a few more weeks just to winterize everything and get them all ready for winter. And even just riding, you know, I love riding outside, but as soon as it gets cold, it makes it a little bit more of a task. So luckily there are indoor areas that I can go to and ride my horses during the winter. But, you know, you have to load up in a trailer, you got to drive there. It's a little bit more of a whole thing to do. So it's, I'm really excited to have some more time at home, but I'm hoping that the cold weather holds off for a little bit yet.
Well, thank you so much for your art. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for this season.
Yes.
I think the fans are going to love it.
Yes, I think so too. It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Have a great day.